असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय
असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय सहनावतु सहनो भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतंगमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः Good morning. అందరూ బాగున్నారా? ఇంగ్లీష్ బాగా నేర్చుకుంటున్నారా? Are you happy? Confident? Okay. So please see page number 19. So these pages contain the educational philosophy of Swami Vivekananda. Swami's views on education, his definition of education, his thoughts on education are mentioned here. So I may not be able to cover all these quotes, so I request you all to go through, not once or twice. You need to go through these quotes multiple times to understand the gist or essence of the educational philosophy of Swami Vivekananda. Education is not the amount of information that is put into your brain and runs riot there undigested all your life. We must have life building, man making, character making, assimilation of ideas. So education must be life building. Man making means it should help us to build our personality and character. If you have assimilated 5 ideas and made them into your life and character, you have more education than any man who has by heart a whole library. So today, our education system, if you look at it, From KG to PG, the idea of education is cramming the mind with information. Whatever that is there in textbook, it will be pushed into the brains of children. And the same thing that they have to write an answer paper during exams to get a certificate. So why they have uploaded their brains with that information, they don't know. How to process that information, they don't know. So it creates a riot there. So if you have eaten too much of food, what will happen? Your system actually has not digested that food. You have eaten so much of food. What will happen? Indigestion, right? Indigestion is a trouble. Yes or no? So same is the case with us also. So much of information is uploaded into the brain, and brain doesn't know how to process that information. What will do that with the information? It will create run. It will create confusion there, and that is actually our education system today. It should help you to develop a clear mind. Instead, we develop a confused mind because of the kind of education that we get in our schools and colleges. That's why Swamiji is saying that education is not the amount of information that is put into your brain and runs right there and undigested all your life. So then what is the purpose of education? It must be life building. It must be man making, and it must be character making assimilation of ideas. Ideas you assimilate in such a way that they will transform and make you into a great character, into a great individual. An individual with certain values, an individual with certain ethics, an individual with right understanding of life, so that you can contribute to yourself and also you can contribute to the society in which you live. Otherwise, there are people who, without education, they live better today, if you ask me. Somebody sent me a WhatsApp message day before yesterday that is on education. You know, it was found in Nazi concentration camp. Have you heard Nazi concentration camps in Second World War? Second World War, Hitler killed 6 million Jews. He hated them and he killed them. He built concentration camps. There actually engineers built gas chambers. People would be put into the gas chamber and the gas will be released and people will die in en masse. That's how actually he exterminated 6 million Jews. 60 lakh people he killed by putting them in that gas chambers. So one of the survivors of the Nazi camps, he actually wrote a small piece of thing that was found afterwards in the Nazi camp. This was addressed to teachers. Okay, what he writes here: Dear teachers, I am a survivor of a concentration camp. My eyes saw what no man should witness. నా కళ్ళు చూసినవి మిగతా వాళ్ళు ఎవరు చూడకూడదు. Gas chambers built by learned engineers, children poisoned by educated physicians, infants killed by trained nurses, women and babies shot and burned by high school and college graduates. So, I am suspicious of education. ఈ విద్య మీద నాకు సందేహం ఉంది. ఇది నిజంగా మనిషిని తయారు చేస్తుందా అంటే తయారు చేయట్లేదు. వాట్ ఈస్ ద ప్రూఫ్? దిస్ ఇస్ ద ప్రూఫ్ అంటున్నాడు ఆయన. My request is help your students become human. Your efforts must never produce learned monsters, skilled psychopaths, educated illiterates. Reading, writing, arithmetic are important only if they serve towards making our children more humane. వాళ్ళని మానవతావాదులుగా మానవత్వం ఉన్న వ్యక్తులుగా తీర్చిదిద్దలేకపోతే ఆ విద్య అనర్థం. Okay, what is the proof? The Second World War is proof. Educated people butchered, human beings butchered fellow human beings. Today also it is happening. A war is going on in one part of the world. Sophisticated machines we have invented. Where are we using the machines? We are using them against one another. Yes or no? Where is civilization? Where is education? And what for education? If you can't love your fellow human being, if you can't identify with other life, and if you are so brutal, and if you are so uncivilized, if you are so barbaric, where is the proof that you have become civilized? Where is the proof that education has helped you to grow into an ideal human being? No, it has not helped you. Today, the focus is so much on cultivating the intellect, brilliant minds, but barren hearts. హృదయంలో స్పందన లేదు కానీ బుద్ధి మాత్రం very sharp. Absolutely selfish individuals. So your intelligence will work against you. It doesn't give you the real fulfillment in life if you have only brains but no heart. So what is important is heart. So you should help. Tomorrow you are going to become parents, I know. What you need to do, how you need to train your children, I'm telling. Try to expand their consciousness. Try to tell them to serve others, to feel for others, at least to pray for others. Loka samastha sukhino bhavantu. Earlier, mothers used to teach this prayer to children. లోకంలో అందరూ సుఖంగా ఉండాలని ప్రార్థన చేయి బిడ్డ అని తల్లిదండ్రులు చెప్పేవాడు. ఇప్పుడు ఏం చెప్తాం? నువ్వే సుఖంగా ఉండు అని ప్రార్థన చేయండి, అంతే కదా? So because of that teaching, when they continuously do like that, expansion comes into the heart of the child. He will grow into a holistic individual. He will grow into a perfect and complete individual. When he grows up, when he has power and energy, when he has money and resources at his disposal, her disposal, what he or she would do, they would use it for the welfare of the community. They would use it for the good of the entire society. Otherwise, you have wealth, you have resources, but you are a very narrow individual. You are a selfish individual, self-centered individual. So that wealth neither useful to you nor useful to the community and the society in which you live. Such kinds of human beings we are creating today through the education system, unfortunately, because we have not figured out the goal and objective and purpose of true purpose of education. So that is, so Swami is saying that education is not information. Mind you, education is character building. What is the most important element in that character building? You need to have an expanded heart, a heart that feels for the suffering of every other life, not just human beings. Such a holistic, integrated human beings we need to create. That is the goal and purpose of education. But we are not actually that conscious as to the ultimate objective and goal of education. Simply we are doing education. ఎందుకు చదువుకోవాలి, చదువు ద్వారా ఏమి రావాలి, చదువు ఏమి ఇవ్వాలి, దాని మీద క్లారిటీ లేకుండానే చదివేస్తున్నాం, అయిపోతుంది చదువులు. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్ దర్ ఇస్ సో మచ్ ఆఫ్ కన్ఫ్యూజన్ అండ్ సఫరింగ్ ఇన్ ద వరల్డ్. అదర్వైజ్ education is for empowerment, true empowerment of the individual. What it means to be truly empowered, the educational policy makers, they have not figured it out. That is the problem. At least they could have read a few quotations of Vivekananda on education. Okay, Amma, thank you. Have a nice day.